Hi friends, this is Marilyn from tarotclarity.com, and I thought I'd give a little review of the spirit tarot cards, the cards that are sold at the Halloween store. I was thrilled to discover that they had a deck for $7.99. So I figured, why not? So it comes in a package within a package. This is a nice box. Nice sturdy telescoping box. I did notice that when I opened it originally, there was no cellophane, so they were not wrapped, and it wasn't in order. And there were two Empress cards for some reason, and I've since put it in order just for the convenience of showing the cards. So here's the Fool. The Magician. My apologies for the glare. I don't have the light on. It's just the natural sunlight coming in. High Priestess rather than Popess. The Empress. As Kali. The Emperor. The Hierophant rather than the Pope. The Lovers rather than the Lover. The Chariot. And then curiously, Justice as 8 rather than what you would expect, given that they had the High Priestess rather than the Popess and the Hierophant rather than the Pope. The Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. Strength. And there was no explanation, so I'm not sure what the numbers on the bottom left are for. I'll have to read up on that. The Hanged Man. Death. It's like Charon. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. So curiously, it's a gargoyle perched on a ledge of a building with lightning. That's a kind of an interesting depiction. The Star, fairy, the Tooth Fairy, to be specific. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. And the World. You can see it's a very colorful deck. It's pretty for $7.99. Here we are with the swords, Ace of Swords, Quetzalcoatl, Two of Swords, oh, I love this card, Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Six Swords, Seven Swords. Look at this guy's face. 8 swords, it's a little cutesy for me, but 9 swords, 10 swords, and the page, the headless horseman, the knight, the queen, and the king of swords. So I should mention that this deck has a strange odor. I don't know if it was because it was housed in a warehouse all year or whatever, but it has a funky smell, almost like not quite mothballs, but something like that. And also, I noticed that it leaves like a residual film on your fingers after you handle them. So if you're a person who has a reaction or doesn't like stinky decks, this one might not be for you. But I guess the more you use it, it'll go away, I guess, if you air it. Ace of Cups. It's like a dragon kind of creature. Giant whale, it says. The Two of Cups. There's your unicorn. I'm not a unicorn kind of gal, but I do like the deck generally. 3 of Cups. I think if you have the right client, it'd be perfect. 4 of Cups. And it's another deck to put in the arsenal for Halloween decks, right? 5 of Cups. The mermaid in a wild ocean. 6 of Cups. The 7 of Cups. Here's Nessie. 8 of Cups. 9 of Cups. 10 of Cups. And what I do like about this deck is that each card has another reference underneath it. Some are easy, like witch, ghoul, mermaid, but like Leviathan or Kraken, I wouldn't necessarily know who they were, if I wasn't aware. So it's the kind of deck that makes you, would motivate me at least to look up characters that I didn't know. And the page, the knight, the queen, and king of cups. Moving on to the wands, we have the ace. Oh, I love that. The 2 of wands. Like a Cyclops factory. 3 of wands. The 4. Another fairy. The 5 of wands, a chimera. The 6. The 7 of wands. The 8 of wands. What a busy card. The 9 of wands. Oh, I like that. It's very Halloween-y. The 10 of wands. Another dragon. And the page. Oh, that's curious. The page, the knight, the queen, and the king of wands. Lovely. And now the last suit, which is Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. The Three. 4. 5 of Pentacles. 6. 7. 8. Oh, the zombie. 9. Frankenstein. And 10 of Pentacles. Now we have the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King of Pentacles. So there we have it, you know, for $7.99. I think it's a pretty nice deck. The cards are, the quality of the card isn't bad. It's not the cheapest, you know, quality I've ever had. They're thick. It's a lot thicker than a regular, you know, like a regular deck. Most of the decks would maybe be like maybe that. So it does feel a bit extra thick. The only downfalls with it, as I mentioned, are the odor and then the residual film that it leaves on your fingers. You know, I wash my hands before ever using the cards as a purification. You know, so I go into it with clean hands, and that's noticeable when I was finished handling these cards both times, that there's definitely something left on the fingers. But it's a colorful deck. I think it would be very fun for Halloween and probably even all year, you know, with the right mood or the right atmosphere. And for $7.99, my goodness, how could you go wrong? So there you have it, and I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Until then, peace.